Hey there, friends. I'm Adrienne. Welcome back to Better Days Start Today. Today, we are talking about using AI as a thinking partner. I'm so excited to finally talk to you about this because this is something I have been doing since ChatGPT rolled out to the public, and that was November 30th of 2022. So I had my account up and running by that first week of December 2022. My cousin, he does coding and he's super into early adoption of different tech. And he texted me and was like, you have to get on this right now. You have to start playing with it, use it for different things, and figure out how best it can serve you. While there are a lot of people that talk about using it for your business and creating efficiencies and productivity, I have found that it is absolutely magical for personal development. This might sound odd coming from a coach because I work one-to-one with people, of course, on their goals and what they want to do next, but AI is just a powerful self-coaching tool. I don't think it is a replacement for human interaction, but I do believe that we can derive value from using it to help us break through our thought loops, help us move forward, help us get clarity. And I know this to be true, actually, because I've been using it for myself for more than 2 years. I think it's a really good time to bring this to my audience, talk about how you can use it as your thinking partner. I want you to understand that this can amplify your intuition. We're not looking to replace. We're not looking for it to tell you exactly what to do. We are using AI as a thinking partner. And I think it's really important to be clear on that upfront. So I want to share a story. I was talking to a friend recently. She said, okay, I have a confession, and this is really uncomfortable. This is awkward, but I have been low-key using ChatGPT as my therapist and my coach, and it's actually helping me. And I told her, okay, I know I'm a coach, and nothing can replace human connection. I will say that a million times. You should be using it. And then I told her, but let me show you how to use it better. The thing is, AI is already in our lives. It provides recommendations. It is part of search engines. If you notice when you Google stuff now, it's not the links that come up right away. There's an AI summary before the search results. There are voice assistants if you have an Alexa in your home. But most people don't realize how powerful it can be for self-reflection. This episode is not about replacing therapy or coaching. It is about expanding the way we think and reflect using AI as a tool. Think about AI as, again, a trusted thinking partner. It's someone who can ask you the right questions, help you organize your thoughts, and uncover insights that you haven't considered. It provides us with a different perspective or a different way of looking at things, which can help us have breakthroughs. If you're using AI in this way, it really is an interactive thinking session. There's so much noise in the marketplace about using it for business and productivity. And there's a lot of talk about AI replacing people and replacing jobs, that sort of thing. But I don't want you to think about it like that. You don't need it to think for you. You don't need it to override your intuition or what you know is right for your life. But you can use it to help you think better, to help you think clearer. And that's really what I want to emphasize as we're going into this. So as we're talking about it, just keep that in mind, AI as a thinking partner. So a Pew Research study found that 35% of Gen X and millennial women have used AI for personal development in some form, whether that's journaling, idea generation, self-coaching. And there are mental health chatbots like Wobot and Wysa, and they have millions of active users, showing that people are open to AI-assisted self-reflection. ChatGPT hit 100 million users in 2 months, faster than any technology before it. So a lot of people are experimenting, but they're using it without structure. And if you're doing that, it leads to shallow or generic responses, which was happening with my friend. Though she was getting great results, they still weren't very specific to her, and they felt a little bit shallow. So if you have found yourself typing something into ChatGPT that you wouldn't say out loud to a friend, you get it. You know what I'm talking about here. This tool lets you explore your thoughts without judgment. and it can give you some astounding insights when you're using it correctly. So we know that there are hundreds of studies on journaling and expressive writing. Dr. James Pennebaker kind of led the expressive writing research, and these studies show that writing and externalizing thoughts help rewire neural pathways, making insights clearer. So we know that by writing, getting our thoughts out, working through them, that helps us. But AI can help us because it can function as a cognitive reframe tool. It could offer you prompts to do further reflection that can challenge some old patterns, or you could give it your journaling, your writing, some context as to what's going on, and you can ask it questions to help you see the patterns, see the thought loops that are keeping you stuck, maybe some of those underlying fears that you haven't considered yet. This interaction will give you a brand new perspective on what's going on. And that is what we want. We want that breakthrough, that perspective that's going to help us shift gears. That's how we grow. That's how we get momentum. If you think about this like interactive journaling, which I would say it is so much more than that, but just for simplification purposes, if you journal, you already know that you're going to get higher levels of self-awareness and emotional processing. Writing things down helps you know yourself, understand yourself better, and it helps you work through issues. That's why we do it. But this takes it a step further. Using AI as a thinking partner, it can ask you questions back. Like I said, it can create a feedback loop where you're going back and forth, telling it what resonates, what doesn't. So it's not just you emptying your mind. It becomes an interactive conversation that helps you see things more clearly, a bit differently. It has the capability to help you dig deeper into your own thoughts. Now, I know women especially have some hesitation around using AI, using ChatGPT, and I totally understand that. In fact, 1/3 of ChatGPT users are women versus men. Though that gap is closing, that just shows that men are more readily adopting these AI tools. They're using them, they're kind of jumping in with both feet, and women are a little bit more hesitant, a little bit more discerning, have a lot of different concerns about ethics and the environment, which is totally valid. But we are putting ourselves at a disadvantage by not using these tools to help us where we can. So I want you to think about the idea that AI isn't here to replace human wisdom. It is here to help you access your own wisdom faster. So if you're thinking AI feels weird, it's not human, it's not supposed to be human. Don't think about it as this is replacing a coach or replacing a therapist. This is helping you augment your self-reflection. Now, if you're wondering, I don't know what to ask, I get that. It took a lot of tinkering and finessing in the last couple of years to really understand how to structure prompts to get deep insights and to get exactly what I wanted from it. And the reality is that most people type in vague prompts or they get something off of social media. One of the latest trends is telling ChatGPT, "You're my drunk bestie, now describe what I do." And this stuff is funny, of course, right? It's entertaining, but it's a very shallow, silly response. And that can be a fun way to use it, but you can structure your prompts in a way where you are getting insights and perspectives that you haven't considered. So you want to be very structured and you want to tell AI exactly what you want it to do, what you want to understand. I have a free AI guided reflection where I have very structured prompts in there where I set up the context that you should give your ChatGPT conversation before you start asking the question so it understands a bit about you. Because the thing is, if you don't tell it anything personal about you, if you don't tell it about your challenges, your desires, what you're struggling with, it's going to make stuff up when it responds. So you have to tell it some stuff about you. So in my free guide, which there will be a link in the show notes, which is just the episode description, there'll be a link, you can download that, and it'll kind of show you how to structure your prompts. It'll also give you a ton of prompts that you can get started with. You might also be wondering, is AI safe and what about privacy? According to ChatGPT, they do not store your personal data or track individual conversations. From use, I know that you can go into your own personal settings and you can turn off training the model. So then your conversation isn't being fed into the larger AI model. You can also use ChatGPT's temporary chat mode if you want extra security. I mean, you don't want to input any sensitive identifying details, right? Like you don't want to be feeding personally identifiable information into AI, but you wouldn't want to do that really in any other online outlet either. So if you're able to set up some boundaries and be cautious about revealing your personal identifiable information, you're not putting your address and your social security number, or anything crazy in there like that. You're talking about situations in vague terms. You don't need to put this person and their last name that lives at this place and we're having a conflict. No, you can kind of give it the high level overview of what's going on and what you're struggling with. So you want to treat it like you would a journal. Like I said, like you're talking to it, you're describing situations, you're describing your feelings, your circumstances, what you'd like to be different, what you like about things right now. So that way it can understand you. But you're not using it like a database where you're typing in all of your information, if that makes sense. I also just want you to consider the fact that if you are on social media, the profile that exists about your preferences, your usage of social media, the things that you're looking at, how long you look at it for, it understands you and your interests far better than you probably realize. That information is available for people to leverage for advertising. So if you're on social media, there's already quite the digital footprint that exists about you. So I think if you're using ChatGPT or any AI language learning model in a responsible manner, I don't think you have to worry that all of a sudden everything about you is going to be plastered on the internet. My personal opinion, but I just want you to think about that. If you're on social, you've got a digital footprint as it is. So just be careful about the identifying details that you're typing into these models. So if you're thinking, all right, I'm curious, I'm not that scared, I haven't used it yet, or maybe I have for some things, but I want to use it for self-coaching. The first thing is set your intention before you type. So don't just ask AI, what should I do? Or tell me what this means. No, you want to prompt it with curiosity in context. So you could tell it some information about you, like I said, a struggle that you might have. And then if I already knew what I wanted but was afraid to admit it, what would that be? So you're not just asking a simple question, you're providing context and you're also setting the intention of what you want out of the response so you can ask it something specific. In a workshop that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going through exactly how to structure prompts for AI in depth because I have created a framework for structuring prompts specifically for self-coaching. So be on the lookout for that. The date has not been set yet, but if you get that free AI guide, you will be on my email list and you will get all of the information. So you want to, again, set your intention, give it some context, so that way you can ask it something specific. And you want to use it like a mirror. It's not that AI is smarter than you about your own life. It's reflecting back what you give it from a new angle. So if something doesn't resonate, ask it for a different take. Be specific in what didn't resonate, what you didn't like about that response. So then when it gives you something else, it's not just repeating the same type of thing back to you. If you're using it for self-coaching, a huge benefit is experimenting with future self-reflection. Give it some context, you tell it about your life right now, again, problems, struggles, what you got going on. And then ask it something like, if my future self 5 years from now could give me one piece of advice today, what would she say? And it could give you a very surprising perspective shifting answer. This is still kind of a basic prompt, but it is providing specificity. So it does provide value and it may give you a really great perspective shift that you weren't expecting. But we could definitely shore these prompts up and make them even more robust and structured so you get exactly what you want from the responses. The way I look at it is you don't want AI to just tell you the answers about your life because that's unrealistic. A coach can't do that. AI shouldn't be doing that. Of course, you can ask it for help with a plan for productivity, for a workout plan, help you with your eating plan, feed it a bunch of recipes, have it make you your grocery list. You could have it do simple tasks like that to take them off your own shoulders. But when you're looking for insights, you're looking to make a big decision. You don't want AI to be like, do this. You want it to help you ask yourself better questions and find the perspective that unlocks the true aligned answer for you. And when you're able to do that, that's when true transformation is possible. If you want to try using AI as a self-coaching tool, AI for guided reflections for yourself, again, I made that guide for you. It is called Reimagine Your Life. You can get it in the link in the show notes. It is so powerful. I walk you through exact questions to ask AI so you're actually getting deep, meaningful insights. It's not giving you generic advice, it's expanding your mind. So make sure you grab it, totally free, and it is very, very robust. I've been getting amazing feedback about how it is helping people. And I briefly mentioned, of course, that I'm going to be doing a workshop coming up. So I'll walk you through exactly how to use AI as your own personal coach. I'll be showing you how to structure prompts for deep breakthroughs, how to use AI safely and effectively for self-reflection, and how to get real answers. And by that, I mean, it gives you the perspective shift that you need so you can see what's true for you. So I want you to keep your eyes out for the details on that. Again, if you grab the guide, you'll be on the mailing list. You'll get all the details straight to you. Sometimes when these conversations are going on about AI, we start thinking that we have to choose between AI and human wisdom. Or if I want coaching, then AI isn't going to help me. I have to work with this person. Or if I'm going to use AI as a coach, there's no person that can help me. We tend to think in absolutes, especially around the AI conversation, and if we're not using it ourselves very regularly. But what I want you to know is that it's not about choosing one or the other. AI is here for us to use to create the most powerful version of ourselves. We can use AI to help us get breakthroughs, to help us think differently, to help us understand what it is that we want in our lives when we feel stuck and uncertain. If you're using AI and you're tapping into your intuition on top of that, you are going to have some powerful breakthroughs that help you move forward. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you grab that guide. Send me a message on social media and let me know how any of the prompts are working out for you, what you think about this. If you want to know more about it, I would love to hear from you. I hope you have an amazing week, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much for spending time with me on Better Days Start Today. If you loved this episode, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the podcast, and leave a review. It helps more people find this space and start creating their better days too. And hey, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter at adriancrowley.com. You'll get exclusive tips, tools, and access to complimentary events designed to support you every step of the way. Until next time, remember, your better days, they start today.